right? It's not like you had a week to sit on the game and think about it. You have 10 minutes at halftime to make an adjustment. People say that, and I'm going to be real here. When people talk about halftime adjustments, how many adjustments can you really make? You know what I mean? Sometimes people just say that, and there are adjustments made. Clearly this time there was, but that's surprising because a lot of the times I feel like it's like, all right, look, guys, make sure we're boxing out and shooting shots. Like, of course, all the players are already thinking that. But this time around, Basha's defense has been a lot better. They're drilling shots. They've been more consistent, but they've got to still be careful with Pinnacle on their transition offense. Basha has let them get behind a few times. And they've also got to make the shots they're taking. We've seen them get better takes down low. But if you're taking threes, you've got to make them, and that's something we haven't seen them do. Following the timeout, Amira Reynolds at the line. And they are inspecting something. Not sure what. Quietest I've ever heard this, Jim. It's so quiet, Tate, you can probably hear a whisper. And Reynolds will complete that possession at the line. If Basha can keep doing this, Tate, it's a comeback in the making. Great wide defense from Garner, picking up at half court. Fraley feeling the pressure. Fraley making a move. Basha pick up defense. That's just an excellent drive there from Fraley.
That is Fraley's 13th point of the game. She is absolutely carrying this Pinnacle offense right now, especially after Nora Moon came out.
And that's a little controversial. Limbacher had good defense. It was close, but that's going to send Reynolds back to the line. And look, she's been pretty consistent, so if you're Pinnacle, she's probably the one person you don't want to send to the line. 40-15. It's a 25-point game. Bounces out. And we mentioned live streams, but that's not all we do here on the Basha Bear Network. We have our weekly news broadcast every Friday. First episode of the year is coming back next Friday, so this upcoming Friday, yeah. Tune into that. It'll be live at about 10:30 on Friday. We'll recap all of Basha sports, clubs, like always. If you haven't seen it before, now's a great time to start tuning in. Incorporates our entire class, and hey, if you're a younger one out there, try joining the class. Watch our stuff, see if you like it. It's a ton of fun to do. Me and Tate wouldn't be here if it wasn't. The offense is just a little slow. Moo's gonna push.
Jaden, didn't say this after the free throw because you were, promoting our class. Good stuff, good stuff.
Well, very good stuff.
Basha has already scored the same amount of points in this third quarter that they did the entire first half. They obviously changed something at halftime. I wonder what that was.
From downtown. And off the iron. I mean, it shows you that Basha can compete with a high-level team. Down the lane. Wow, she just had a little bit less power, but Moo's right there for the rebound. I mean, she is just so consistent. You can see why she gets double-doubles all the time. I mean, she's just amazing down low. Some good physical defense, trying to get a hand in there. Can't leave wide open, and she gets it. Maya Kirkland, 5'7" junior. See if Basha can respond with a three of their own. They will not. Beckler with the board. Shot no good. And Moo on the floor will get called for a travel. And Basha's really got to score now. Time running out. The score is 45-16.
Something that Pinnacle has been doing great all night long is limiting Grace Beckler. We've seen her all season long tearing it up. 15.5 points per game, 11.5 rebounds per game. So far, she's been basically silenced.
And a familiar turnover. Pull-up three, but they're going to get her with the travel first. She definitely did travel there. I don't know why you would. nobody's guarding you, I mean, you're good to just walk up and shoot it. No need to rush the shot. It's an interesting mistake. Coleman trying to call for some motion on the offense, possibly trying to get a screen, but will not get it. Now Garner on the right side through the paint. No one will bounce off. On some of these wider layups we've seen, Bash just kind of overshot them. A little too much power, a little too much oomph when they're going up there and trying to bounce it off of the board. Luckily, they've been able to get some fouls in the second half, which gives them a chance at the line. Garner's first is good. All white fit for Garner. 2 for 2, and I'll tell you what, Tate, that's a good sign. Basha, they're making it at the foul line. They're playing better defense. This has been really a change around in the second half, and I'm liking the intensity. Now, the question is, can you keep it up for another quarter and a half? Move down low, no foul, and they get the board. But quickly followed with the turnover. Basha will maintain possession. You've got this momentum. Don't lose the moment. You've got to seize it. You've got an opportunity.
They really do have a chance to try and get back in this game. Yes, they're down 27 points. It's going to be tough to get back in it, but there is a chance with this momentum.
Quick shots, and those shots have to be good shots as Garner loses it off the feet.
That is something you just cannot afford in this situation.
No, you cannot.
You cannot turn the ball over. You cannot foul them. You need to steal as many possessions as possible.
Some good screens being set by the Pioneers, and it's leaving wide open shooters. Basha's defense has kind of struggled to pick up on some of them. Good double team coming in. Good job staying on Carnell. Carnell, though, couldn't get it. And now Coleman here. We're still seeing Reynolds kind of dogging down the court. Garner, another missed three. He has really struggled from deep this game. Pull up. Whew. Pops around and Moo. I mean, the giant. She's just waiting down there for the ball. She doesn't have to jump. She doesn't have to really box out. Literally, I just see her. She's standing there, hands above her head, puts it back in. Kind of reminds me of Wemby a little bit. I don't know if you see the resemblance there. Is that a no?
That's a no, Gene.
Okay.
That's a no.
Get some movement, a little too much movement with another travel.
We've seen these teams trading off turnovers to open up this second half. Pinnacle wasn't really doing this in the first half. Basha was. We'll see if Basha can finally convert on some of these.
Double team. They couldn't find the open girl. O'Connor, McMahon. None of them will be able to get the shot to go. Down low. There she goes. Spins it in. Limbacher finally starting to get some action. And a costly turnover. We saw that during the Perry game, Tate. I know at the end there was a few times where Basha's going down the court and they're trying to pass it, and it goes straight into the wall. Fundamentals. That's one of the most important things that you can do as a high school basketball player. It's not about the flashy club teams or about can you get on an ESPN highlight reel. It's can you make the easy shots, your jumpers, your layups, your threes. Can you play good defense? And that's a great example of Coleman playing that as well. And it's can you make passes, right? People overlook so much because you learn it, when you start basketball, a little chest pass, a little bounce pass, a little over the head. But if you can't make passes on a high school level, you're never going to succeed. So working on the fundamentals right now, I think is going to be key for Basha as they kind of reflect on these past two games. Down the lane, no travel called, and a stylish finish.
Something to note here, Pinnacle has scored in the last 3 possessions as they've gone down there in the paint. We saw Basha take out Reynolds earlier. She was locking down Moo and all the other centers. We'll see if she comes back in, how that will work.
Wide open. Easy money. Sloan Barkdis, just one of the team's top shooters. And Basha, they're working the paint, but, I mean, you see Coleman down there. No good. She's one of the shorter ones on the team. It's interesting that, you know, you have her working down low. No foul called, luckily there. It looked like there was some contact to McMahon. That was very close, and Basha's going to turn it over. And then McMahon will get the foul a few plays later. Okay, let's break that down there. McMahon almost gets the foul. Then she gets the rebound. I mean, from there, it was just, you've got to get control, right?
Just an unfortunate turnover. Didn't really have her balance, tried to pass the ball in. In that situation, just slow down. Make sure you scan the court. You see the person marking her. Don't throw that ball. You have to find somebody else.
Even if you have to pick up your dribble and kind of prepare, you know, maybe for a jump ball type situation, wait for your team to come back. There were 3 Pioneers down there and 2 Bears. You got to wait for your team. That was just a really rough set of possessions there when you're trying to get back into the game. You just can't have that type of stuff happen.
And Basha had the momentum going into the third quarter. They've lost it all now, nearing the end of it.
And McMahon's got to get wide. Good steal there from Coleman. 30 seconds left and just throws it up. Not a calculated pass. That is a panicked, get the ball out of my hands pass. We're not playing hot potato. Things like that just can't happen.
And that is one of the reasons why Basha is down so much in this game.
Limbacher muscles her way through as the Pioneers continue to pull ahead. Now a 40-point game. 1 second left in the third. Shots up and it's blocked. Limbacher swipes it out of here, says, not in my house. We're up by 40, but I'm still going to swipe it away from you.
Pinnacle just straight up outplaying Basha right now. Basha came out firing to open up this third quarter, but then Pinnacle, no stress, no fret, just absolutely dominating the game since then. Up by 40 now, even extended their lead. Not too good for Basha.
And if high school sports interest you, so probably do professional sports if you tune into myself and Gavin Wilson's podcast, Table Talk. We have 2 versions of Table Talk now. We've got our traditional podcast. We also have Table Talk Next Level, which is kind of our sports show where we're talking right now the NFL playoffs. I mean, what a weekend. We obviously, everybody at home was glued to their screens. So tune in. We are talking the divisional round. That'll be live this Friday. And you can go watch our wild card episode from last week if you want to see what our predictions were. I'll tell you, we didn't get everything right, but we were pretty darn close. I would say we get an A+ if it was a test. So go check that out. It's our new style of content. Let us know if you like it or not. Eventually, we're going to get young Buck over here involved with that. He's been a little hesitant, but that'll come at some point.
You know what, Jaden? Hearing some of your takes from last week, I think it's time for me to go in and try and teach you how some football is played, Jaden.
Well, shiver me timbers, Tate. I'm real worried. Down 40, 58-18, Basha with 8 minutes, and they would need to be scoring at least 5 points a minute without letting Pinnacle get a comeback at all. No shots for them. This will take a miracle. That one's overdone. And a lot of the Pioneer starters still in the game. They're not letting off the pedal. Limbacher lays it in. Garner, slow but steady at the helm. Kicks it out. Peyton Sword with the ball. Bounce pass down low. Reynolds fights into the hands of Beckler. Back to Reynolds. Reynolds jumper. A lot of Basha's shots when, they're from the side of the rim. I've seen them where they're not really right or to the center. They're all to the left. So if you think about the hoop, they're just a little bit skewed to the left, which can come down to the positioning of how you're squaring up with the basket. Another one of those fundamental things that you learn. Garner, what in the world? Just boom, off the backboard.
That one, I think, was a little bit lucky. Great play getting into the paint, though. Shot a little risky. Don't know if I'd be taking it, but then again, they are down 40.
And Limbacher must have had something in her eye there as she throws it into the wall.
Something we've seen Basha do a lot tonight. Now Pinnacle throws it over the heads of their team.
And Tate, as you know, Basha's down 40 points. Let's talk about something a little bit more positive. Who's got the best sneakers on tonight, in your opinion? Take a look. You don't have to rush your, decision. Beckler fighting the baseline, spin around. Oh my goodness!
And those are Beckler's first 2 points of the game. They've been doing a great job locking her down. Great shot there.
I was going to say, where has she been all game? That's something they need. Now Sword on the momentum. Bounce pass to Beckler. Triple coverage, and she's going to get the foul. I mean, if you've got 3-4 defenders on you and you're not drawing the foul, those are either the best defenders ever or you're doing something really, really wrong. Have you decided yet, Tate?
Yes, and it's going to be another loss for Basha here, in my opinion.
Oh, no.
I'm thinking
Oh, no.
Nora Moo. I like her shoes the most of what I'm seeing on the court
pink
here.
ones?
I like the all pinks. I think they
But
really
their
go with
outfits
her
are
style.
blue.
I don't know what to tell you. I like the vibe of them.
I mean, that's not a crazy take. Don't get me wrong. I kind of like, though, matching colors, all right? A lot of the previous commentators here, we all have different opinions. Interesting free throw. Beckler's form, but she's able to convert, but won't get the finish. She kind of does a little bit of a Larry Bird. I don't know, she winds it up kind of near the shoulder. It's definitely a unique shot form.
Especially with that high arc we've been seeing from all of her free throws. Shooting it really high. She hasn't made one yet. We'll see if she can break that streak.
Commentator's curse.
Second time I've done it. I did it to Mason McGee in my first game commentating.
All right, I think I've made a decision on my favorite shoe of the night. If you look at Sophia Eliski, number 15 for the Pinnacle Pioneers, she's got like an ombre, kind of some orange, blue, purple, red in there. It's a unique pair of shoes.
Now, Jaden, what happened to matching with the outfit?
Well, there's some blue in there.
Did not their blue.
Just hints. Good rip. Pull up three. Too far. Now Beckler, come on, all the way. Yes. There you go. Okay, you're down this much with no time left. Start learning things. Start trying things, right? You've got to, get some action. Good defense there, and she gets the board. Kenzie Too Good. And we got to talk about her, Tate. So she's a member of the team. She's a senior. And it's not senior night, but it's Too Good's final game as a Basha Bear.
Yeah,
Want to explain why?
She's moving to Canada, I believe.
Yeah.
And they actually held a mini senior night before the game for her. Very, very fun little thing.
Yeah.
All the team came out. They made a tunnel for her, whatever. More on the Bears, though. Not a great game so far, but you can't give up. They've been pushing it down court, playing defense. Really great job not giving up in this game.
That's crazy. Going to Canada in the middle of January. Big move for her. We wish her the best of luck. Hopefully she can continue to play some hoops there, although I know it's nearing the end of the season. But whatever she chooses to do post-college, we appreciate you being a Basha Bear and trying to finish out your senior year here. 3:30 remaining. Too Good. Playing some good defense, and now McMahon's got to get tall. That's just tough to defend Elski. I mean, she's just got long arms, and that's what the size advantage. A quick turnover. Swerves around McMahon, bends that corner.
Great job there by Pinnacle. The ball movement, the fast break. Just great job getting those 2 points.
Oh, Garner's shot, that's got to hurt. That was a pretty accurate one. If you're out playing street ball, you might blame that type of shot on a double rim. And as me and Tate are pretty sure, communication sometimes, we're pretty sure the stream went out. So we apologize for that. And we were talking, the whole time. But you guys couldn't hear us. We talked a lot, philosophy, sports. Anyways, tonight, Timothy Seal, our usual producer, decided to be a camera boy. He said he wants to be behind the camera. So in place, we have some new producers. So we want to give a shout out to Christian. We want to give a shout out to Allison. They were able to set up our live stream today. And, good shot from Sword. And as we, Tim and I start to round out our career here at Basha High School, those two will be the ones taking it over. So give, a nice shout out to them for their hard work. Tim, don't give any thanks to him. It's Tim. He doesn't need any of that to go to Tim's ego. Three-pointer up and it swivels. Oh, that would have been great for Too Good. And they're just going to try and take as much time off the clock. Great game. Great coaching from the Pioneers. I think that you now are looking at a 4-game winning streak, and you're beating really competitive teams. 3-point shots, I think, for both teams need some correcting.
Haven't seen too many made tonight.
No.
Not a great part of the game, but everything else, especially from Pinnacle's side, has been very well played.
The shot is blocked, but Basha's going to keep possession, and you've got to get Too Good a shot before she goes, right? 1 minute left. That's what's on my mind. I'm saying get Too Good a shot. This is Mike Evans about to get 1,000 yards on the season, okay? Final chance, final hurrah. Okay, 4 corners. Oh, you got to fight for it. No. On the fast break. Down the lane, let her finish. Get the board. Running out of time, and a foul. Okay. Too Good's got a chance still. She's going to get a $3 million bonus just like Mike Evans if she makes a shot.
$3 billion? Or
$3 million bonus.
I thought you said billion for a second. I was like, Jaden, that's not how money works.
And that one is a dagger. I love seeing the different free throw shooting forms. We've seen really high arches, but then you see like the tightest arch like that. You know what I mean? That arc is so small. Very little room for error. You see that room for error. Okay, 45 seconds left. Who's going to get a shot up? Right now it's Tuatelli. Garner down the lane, right hand finish, spins, and it will bounce out. Sub 30 seconds. Garner, good job to pick up there in the double team. Just got to be careful not to foul. It was a little close. Brooklyn Douglas playing some good defense. And down the baseline. 10 seconds left, and they're probably just going to run out the clock. If I'm here, I'm trying to foul. Get the ball back.
Why is that, Jaden? You think you can come back down 38 points?
Never say never, Tate. Never say never. But that will end this game 67-29. Forever in the books as the Bears fall to the Pinnacle Pioneers, who moved to 4-0. Once again, proving that they deserve to be ranked as high as they are game after game. That is a very tough squad of girls to take down. I think we saw a lot of versatility. We see height, which, you think of basketball. It's not as common in women's basketball in high school to see the height. But I think that's something that the Pioneers really have to their advantage. For Basha, when we saw glimpses of that team clicking, they were tough. The unfortunate thing is we only saw a glimpse, right? That beginning of the third quarter, they were really off to it. They were making shots. They're getting good defense. They were, playing great offense in terms of how much speed they're putting into getting up and down the court. And then it kind of stopped again. So I think for the Bears, they're going to have time to reflect. They can compete. I feel like that was been the story of the game is, can they compete with high-level teams? The answer is yes. The question is, for how long can they compete with high-level teams? And Tate, as you look forward to some of Basha's next games, I mean, they've got some other tough competition coming up.
Yeah, this is their second straight loss, and it's not going to get any easier down the stretch. They've got Hamilton, Castile, Perry again, this time at Perry. those 3 games are going to be tough for them, especially with some rivals, in-town rivals.
Yeah, they've got a tough schedule ahead of them, and we'll see how they end up doing. Obviously, once again, shout out to Kinsey Too Good. Congratulations on moving to Canada. I'm not sure what's there. I don't know. Trees, syrup, Space Needle, or Niagara Falls.
Okay.
There's a lot to do there, but that's really all we have for you guys tonight. Once again, thank you for tuning in to the Basha Bear Network. Jaden, Rick, and Tate Fitzpatrick. So glad to have you guys. Shout out to everybody who works on our streams, and we apologize for the technical difficulties, but students, we're learning. Let's blow it anyways. So that's all for tonight. Catch us 1 week from now when the Bears host the Chandler Wolves. Boys basketball returns following their defeat to the Perry Pumas on Friday as these in-region games continue to finish out the season. That's all for now. Good night.